Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go over a quick little tutorial on how to do slow motion shots with GoPro Studio 2.0. What I want to show you specifically is how to slow down certain sections of your slow motion footage so that the whole video is not slow motion, but a certain section is. Alright, so let's get started. I have three different video files here. I got a 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, and 240 frames per second. The first thing you're going to want to do is import your three files or whatever files you have and add them to the conversion list, and then just click the convert button. Once we're done converting the files, the next thing we're going to do is go to step 2, and this is going to let us edit our video. So now on the left side you should have your three converted video files, the 60 frames per second, 120 frames, and 240 frames per second. And all you want to do is just drag the file onto the timeline. Playing this back will play back at full speed, so if you want to just make this section right here 60 frames per second, like slow down, what you want to do is use the razor tool or the split tool right there, and basically what we want to do next is slow down the footage to the right, that's split. So what I like to do typically for 60 frames per second is make it 50%, and that should play back at about 60 frames per second. So now when we watch it back from the beginning, we'll see that it'll play at 100%, and then where the split mark is, it'll play at 50%. What I want to do now is the same exact thing, but with the 120 frames per second video footage. I'm going to stop the footage right here, and I'm going to just hit the split mark, and everything to the right is going to be slow motion. And now what I like to do with 120 frames per second is slow it down to 25%. So now when we play it back, it'll play at 100%, and when it gets to the split mark, it'll play at about 120 frames per second. And now we're going to do the same exact thing with the 240 frames per second video file, and what I'm going to do is split it right about here. For 240 frames per second, I usually like to make the percentage 12.5%. GoPro Studio 2.0 does not allow me to add any decimals, so I'm just going to go with 12%, and that'll be roughly really close to about 240 frames per second playback. So now when we watch it, we'll see at the split mark it'll play at 12%, which is about 240 frames per second. Another thing that you might be interested in doing is playing it at full speed, slowing down that certain section that you want to slow down, but then go back to full speed. So it's really simple. Just, choose your section, split it again, and then the footage to the right will be sped up to 100%. Now when we watch the footage play back, it'll be full speed, and then for this small section it'll be slow motion, and then in the next section it'll go right back to full speed. So you can do a lot of really cool things with this. So that concludes this video. I hope you learned something new. If you found it helpful at all, let me know in the comments below. If you give me a like, that helps a lot also. If you haven't already, subscribe, because I have a bunch of other videos that might help you as well. And why not check out some of my latest videos?